G'day mate, 40 here. So when you fall in love with a text, it's worth asking, why do I love this text? I love the book of Devarim, Deuteronomy. Why do I love Deuteronomy? It says something about me. Like, I converted to Orthodox Judaism. Why? That says something about me. Dennis Prager was my hero for about 10 years. That says something about me, right? It's like if someone idolized Ben Shapiro, I mean, that would say something about them, that they're fairly shallow. All right, so, I mean, Otto Pohl loves Andy Nowicki. Why? Because they're both, absolutely miserable, and they're both erudite and thoughtful, and they've both endured great suffering, and they know what it's like to be the object of obloquy. And so we resonate with certain people. Like, happy people tend to prefer to hang out with happy people, and miserable people tend to hang out with miserable people. So what do you do when your friend makes a mistake? So I suspect at this point, neither Otto Pohl, nor Godward Podcast, nor Kevin Michael Grace, Millennial Woes, Kenneth Brown, I'm sure none of these people consider me a friend. But I consider myself friends with at least some of these people, or at least, well disposed, and quite willing to extend my hand out in friendship to these people. We're in the same sphere of YouTube, so my hand is extended out in friendship. If I can be of service to any of these people or anyone like them, I would love to be of service. If there's something I can give, I'm happy to give. But the main point is, what do you do when your friend makes a mistake? Okay, so from my perspective, when your friend makes a mistake, your friend is still your friend. And the mistake is still a mistake. All right, just because I consider Godward Podcast a friend does not mean that when he makes a mistake, he's not making a mistake. He's still making a mistake. All right, I consider myself on friendly terms with Andy Nowicki, and if there was some way that I could be helpful for him, I would love to be helpful for him. I'd be happy to be helpful for him, completely privately off the record, never mention it publicly, or for Godward, or for Otto Pohl, or Kevin Michael Grace, or countless people. If I can be helpful, I want to be helpful. But even if it's a friend, if they make a mistake, it's still a mistake, right? I don't say that the sky is black when it's blue just to accommodate a friend's feelings. I don't stop sharing my opinions on different issues or on clarifying what's factually accurate just because someone that I'm friendly with would find that hurtful. Like, theoretically, there are people in my life who may be devastated if I made a video against current theories about global warming, or current theories about COVID, or current theories about the Federal Reserve. But I'm not going to restrict myself from making those videos just because their feelings would be hurt because I hold certain opinions or I hold by certain facts. So I had one friend send a message today that Andy was willing to chalk up the Thursday night interview as a loss, but when he received that savage attack in the seeing through the BS video you made later on, then he decided to respond, and I don't blame him. Well, just because someone's feelings might be hurt because I express opinions about conspiracy theories and the psychology behind conspiracy theories as I understand it or as I've experienced it, I'm not going to stop from saying things that I believe to be true just because, say, a friend's feelings are going to get hurt, right? Friend's a friend, but when a friend makes a mistake, yeah, they're still a friend, but the mistake's still a mistake, right? When they're wrong, they're still wrong. So I'm not going to back off saying things because under a certain interpretation, that could be very hurtful to this or that person. Now, yeah, there are people who I've messaged, who I've been friends with, like, this is really against your self-interest. I think this is a big mistake. Yeah, I've sometimes done that for friends, and they've blown me off. Just blown me off, and then things have just tumbled out of control. And for some of them, their lives are still tumbling out of control, and there's nothing I can do. So I'm not invested in their lives in the sense that I can't control them. I can't, like, their life is their life. I want them to have good things. Yeah, I want good things for them. I want them to experience all the great things that I want for my life. But I can't, I can't run anyone else's life. I don't control. So, it's just hands off. And if my friends make comments in public, on their own YouTube channels and elsewhere, I don't think it's dirty pool that I make my responses in public, right? You're going to express things in public about your life or about your ideas, then you're inviting other people to respond. It's like wanting to play tackle football and wanting the ball, right? You want to play running back, and you want to get the ball, and you want to run into the middle of the line, but then you're offended when people try to tackle you. If you're offended by people who try to tackle you, then don't play tackle football. Don't ask for the ball, right? Stay off the playing field, right? YouTube's a playing field just like a football field, right? When you get onto YouTube and you make proclamations, then it's not dirty that other people respond to the things that you proclaim publicly. If you don't want to sprain your ankle, you don't want any chance that you might turn an ankle, don't play basketball with other people, right? Just don't do it. If you want zero chance of getting hit by a baseball, don't play baseball. If you're going to proclaim your opinions on YouTube, don't be offended when people ask you, on what basis do you say this? Or, as I understand the facts this way, you understand the facts that way. Here's the basis for why I understand things this way. What's the basis for why you understand things your way? Or, you said this, but that seems inconsistent with that, and what's going on? So that's Shimon Peres. That was his reaction to Ronald Reagan when Ronald Reagan visited that seminary at Bitburg that had the graves of 50 SS soldiers, and Shimon Peres was friendly with Ronald Reagan, and afterwards, as I understand it, he said, when a friend makes a mistake, the friend is still a friend, but the mistake is still a mistake.